Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, today we are working on the blue Fiat 500 with the rear Cat S damage. Definitely a Cat S damage, no question about it. It's a Cat S, it's been hit and it's structurally damaged. So that is what we'll be bringing in the workshop and looking, do as much as we can before it goes to the body shop. I have got the tailgate and I have got the bumper and the crash bar and the light. So all those things can then be taken to the body shop. He needs all that to line it back up and pull all the stuff out and do all the stuff he needs to do. But there's still bits and pieces that we can do today. It's not going to be a great long video. I am gonna have to leave early today because I am going pumpkin picking with all the family, and yeah, I am really looking forward to it actually. So it's nice to just go and do stuff with the family, and that's what we're doing today. It's that time of year. So let me bring it in and let's get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay, so let's have a quick look because we haven't really looked underneath this car yet. So I just wanted to quickly show you the underneath condition and, you know, we'll go from there. I have got some parts for this car, as you can see. That was obviously the original bumper that's all smashed up. We've got a tail light, which is here. So, yeah, got the tail light, got the crash bar, which is there, that one, got the bumper and got the tailgate. Now, the tailgate is pretty much spot on. I don't think, as long as the colour match is okay, we haven't really got to do too much to that, apart from just swap over some bits and pieces off that one and put on this one. The bumper, however, has got some scratches over it. So this is going to need a respray, definitely. So but I'm probably going to try and, can I pull that chrome bit out? Does that come out? Yeah, I think that will come out, won't it? So we're going to pull that trim out of that there. That's all going to come out. It's a little bit scratched, a bit dirty, but we're going to pull it off. And then going to get it resprayed. It's definitely worth getting it resprayed to make it look good. The only other thing with this tailgate, as you can see, it's pretty dark, the glass. So it's got a tint to it, and this one hasn't. That hasn't got a tint to it. So what we'll have to do to match it is to tint these quarters, both sides on the glass. I'll get those done. I'm not going to try and do it, guys. We've tried to do that in the past. I'm not doing it. Even though it's flat, I'm still not going to, just not worth it, is it? Just get it somewhere and get them to do it. So, yeah. So let's have a look underneath now. I'm going to show you because we know that this wheel, if you look before, this wheel is kicking out the top. We know that. I hope that's coming out on camera, but it's got a kink to it. So I did think that something's going on underneath here. And regardless of whether or not the body shop is able to pull that back, straighten it back off, and then that's just that will come, the wheel will then come back into line. I'm still going to replace the whole subframe because look at the state of it. If I don't replace it and then try and take this for an MOT, he is going to pull this to pieces. Maybe it's just surface rust, but because we've got, you know, this problem with the wheel, and maybe something in there is twisted or bent or something, maybe, I think it's just worth replacing the whole subframe. I think I can get a complete one for like 120 quid. I think brand new ones, in fact, are about 160, 170. I'm not sure which way to do this really, to get a brand new one or get a second hand one. I'm not sure. But the springs don't seem to be great either, so I might change the springs. You know, I've really got to have a look at it. It's worth just changing it all really. Even the shocks. Look at the state of the shocks on that side. Look, it's absolutely rusted. at the bottom. So it's worth just maybe just changing the shocks, changing the springs, changing the subframe, yeah, we'll just do it all, I think. Plus, obviously, we have got a split somewhere in the exhaust. It's got a bit of a dent in the exhaust here, which don't look split, just looks crushed. So I'm assuming that what happened was it's been pushed, and that has been pushed against the subframe. You can see it there. It's probably been pushed against that or something, and it's just squashed it. And that's why we've got a blowing exhaust, because the flexi at the other end's probably split. But the middle box actually looks brand new. There's a sticker on it and everything. So we've got to check it out and see what is going on with the exhaust. But yeah. Oh, God. I can't really see if that is... That leg don't look bent to me, I've got to be honest. I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah. Spoke to the LC body shop, and he said he doesn't want me to swap the tailgate over. He said, just leave this one as it is. There must be a reason for that. I can't work out why I can't replace it and line up the top and this side the way it should be, because we have got another Fiat 500, the black one, that I can compare the gaps. So I don't know why he's saying that, but I'm just going to listen to what he says and just do what he says now. So, yeah, to me, it's like, well, if I do it, I swap it over, I change the wiring, I change all the bits and pieces. If I do it, I'm saving myself money in him doing it. That's the way I look at it. So I don't know, yeah, I'm not quite sure the reasoning in this tailgate, but I'm just gonna let him do it, and we'll do, as much as we can on this. So we are going to strip it down, take the wheel arch liners off, take the wheels off, take some of the plastics off the inside. We are going to take out all this, strip it all down, take all this out, do as much as we can on this car before, I've at a certain point where I can't do no more on this, on the rear end. And then we can do some front end repairs as well. I've got a full service kit. We've got to do the oil change, oil filter, air filter. Probably do the cabin filter as well if we can get into it. Do that. So, yeah, we still have got stuff to do, but I just want to explain what was going on. So, let's get set up and let's start doing whatever we can. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, I have stripped it down. Yeah. So now you can see exactly what's going on with the damage. We've got a little bit down here, not too much down here. I've got that. That's actually supposed to where it's supposed to sit. See that there? That it's supposed to sit there, the top piece. But I think the bottom piece has got a little bit pushed there in the corner, looks like, compared to there. So that's got to be pushed back down and then pushed out that way a little bit. In that corner is quite bad, not creased and pushed, but we knew that because this corner here has been pushed that way. So that just needs all pulling back out, the same as that. But yeah, this is why I took out both sides, so we can see exactly what, you know, we can compare it then to both sides. This actual strut here, it's like a supporting strut. That's not been hit or moved, so that's good. Not been dented. But yeah, and obviously that needs pushing back out through there. That all needs pushing back outwards. So you've got that gap like that. Very, very tempted. Very, very tempted to set up my Porter Power hydraulic ram and start pushing it this way. But I just don't know if that's going to help. I just really don't know whether or not to start trying to get a little bit of a push head start for him. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to mess around with it too much. You know I like to have a try, guys. You know I like to have a go. But I just, in this case, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to let him deal with it. But what I have made a decision on is I am going to swap this over. Yeah, I'm going to swap it over. It's like, I don't understand, like, you know, what the difference is, me swapping this over and him swapping it over. I don't see the difference, because he can easily get, if he wants to move it, if I put that one on, he can easily move it by using the screws, the bolts, sorry, underneath here, and he can move it around. So I don't, yeah, I feel like that I'm helping doing that, and that way we can run all these wires back in place, because obviously I like to pull them out, I like to pull this wire, the loom out from this here, and we'll just put that one back in and then pull it back through, and yeah, I'm just going to do it, because I just don't understand why the damage was hit here, even though the damage was on the tailgate. It is damaged, but and it's obviously hit here as well. So he's got to straighten all this up as he's pushing and pulling all that out. That'll straighten up. Bang, bang, bang. Tap, tap, tap. So yeah, I'm going to clean it all up as well, so it's all nice and clean and tidy for him, so we can have a good look at it. We're going to put the tailgate on next. I'm going to swap it over, and then we're going to put the wiring loom back in place, put all the little bits and pieces off on that one, and then yeah, I just don't understand why he said don't change it, but yeah, I'm going to do it because it is what it is. So let's get set up, do the tailgate, carry on. Let's do this. Right, well, guys, there we go. That is the tailgate swapped over. I feel very naughty. The body shop is going to tell me off. But I just don't understand. I just, that side of it, like all the rest of it, yeah, fair enough. Just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't try and move it. I get it. But when it comes to the tailgate, I don't understand. There shouldn't really be any issue, really, because I'm going to leave it open, and if he needs to move it, then he can just move it on the bolt that I've put on. Now I've put all the wiring loom in, all the cables are there. Do you know what I mean? It's all been run. I use these bits of plastic for where you're wrapping stuff up with, like packages and stuff. And then just taped it to the old one, pulled the old one through, and then taped it to the the original one, and then pulled that back through. It's quite easy, quite simple, not too bad, but just a little bit fiddly. But it had to be done, really. I will keep this. This is the old wiring loom that come off the tailgate that I got, because at the breakers, all they do, they just zip it, cut it, and then, yeah, they ain't got to mess around with the wires. But this will be a good thing to keep. And you can see why. That is the piece that normally goes, doesn't it? It normally folds up and it normally cracks and it breaks, and the wires in there break and stuff like that. So if I keep this, it's a nice little piece to keep hold of, just in case I ever come across another one that needs to be replaced. So I'll chuck that in me Fiat 500 box of parts over there. Yeah, so, but let me show you guys what I've found after removing these wheels. So, someone has recently changed new discs and new pads on the rear. So that is a bonus, because I thought I might have to, before I took the wheels off, I thought I might have to look into getting the brakes done at the back as well. But new discs and pads, guys. So, yeah, well happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Something I haven't got to buy, which is good. But, yeah, that's kind of really as far as I want to take this rear end. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to take anything off or repair anything or do anything. I don't even want to put this light on, I've got to be honest. It doesn't quite fit. And I think, do you know what I mean? Just leave it as it is. I've put this one on because this side has had no damage and effect whatsoever. There is a bracket that goes along here and then up along there, and it's all in one piece. But these ones were broke on both sides. So I do need to get hold of two brackets. They're easy to get hold of. They're all over eBay, or I can go to the breakers and just drill out a couple on a breaker car if I want to. But yeah, and then this one could be put straight back on, but the other one can't because it's part of this bit here. So this has got to come out, all be straightened up before you can put that trim on. So I'll leave that one off, obviously, but if it comes in time, I will put that one on later on. But apart from that, I can't really do anything else. I don't even want to put that cover on in case he needs to move that lock, because he probably will. He'll probably need to move that lock around a little bit. So I'll leave that completely open for him. I won't put anything on his back. I'll leave all this open. So, yeah. I think that is going to be the rear end done for now. I'll put the wheels back on, and then we'll drop it down. We'll turn it around, and then we're going to do some work on the front end. So we're going to do the oil change, air filter, oil filter, do all those kind of bits and pieces as well. Plus, I want to take off the top cover for the timing belt to see what that belt is like. So let's do that now. And yeah, it's just little steps, guys, getting this one done, getting this one to the end, but it's going to take a lot. So let's keep going. And yeah, let's just see how far we get today. So let's do this. Right, guys, let me show you what I found on the front end. So obviously this one is a 1.4 petrol engine. It's not the 1.2, slightly different. The coolant tank's up there and it should normally down here. It's a bigger engine, obviously, compared to the 1.2. And the airbox is very slightly different as well. The way the throttle body sits, air intake. I have taken the air intake out, so I want to get to the actual air filter, which again is different from the normal 1.2 petrol Fiat 500 and Ford KAs. So that's that. And I've got one that's the same as the Fiat 500. I should have got, I think the filter's going to be all right, but because the filter looks like it's exactly the same, but this filter is not going to be any good for this. It's too skinny and too chunky, but not wasted because we can use it on something else. But I did take the top cover off to have a look at the timing belt, and as you can see right there, that says it's a inner timing belt, so it's not the original one. Someone has changed the timing belt, which is good. Very, very good, that is. Do I need to do it again? Possibly. Really? It's not that bad, actually. It's not that bad. That might be all right just to leave. Yeah. It's not that bad. It's in good condition. And as you can see, like, it's definitely not the original one. It's an inner one. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that. And then the new owner can have a look at that themselves. And then further down the line, maybe they can sort of change it out. But I think that's all right to leave, I've got to be honest. So, yeah. But let me show you the other thing I found. So this is the crank, obviously, at the bottom. And I wanted to check sort of around this area as well. And that auxiliary belt is definitely original. You can see it there. It's got their logo. And it's a little bit worn as well, I've got to be honest. A little bit cracky. Let me try and get you in a little bit more. You see that there? There you go. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to leave that. Definitely going to change that belt. But I think the timing belt's fine to leave. And obviously underneath here, that's where the oil filter is, just there. Oil filter is there, which is in the same place, correct place as the 1.2. We can drop the oil. We can do the oil filter. And then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's not too bad underneath here, I've got to be honest. I'll show you why the exhaust is making an absolute racket. Let me come out a little bit. There we go. So on that flexi right there is where it's split. It's making a massive racket. And yeah, I've just got to check the rest of the actual exhaust, where to change it from and to. I've got to be honest, I'm not quite sure what to do about this one, but we'll work it out as we go. That's the least of our problems at the minute. We've got like a bracket maybe that's split up there. I don't know what that's all about. It's hanging down here. So yeah, but it's got to be dealt with. We've got to sort it out. But I just wanted to show you that timing belt. Looks okay to me. So yeah, well, that's one good thing, I suppose. We can leave the timing belt because I've showed you it. Looks pretty good. Right, let's now do the oil change and oil filter, and then yeah, we'll just see how far we get. Oh, one more thing before I go. These front pads are new as well. Discs and pads on the front. Someone has just changed them. So it looks like the pads are matching to the rear, and there's no lip on that disc, and it feels and looks new. So recently someone has spent a few quid on this car doing discs and pads on the back and the front, and these tyres are new as well. Both sides of these tyres are brand new. Still got the little nibbly bits all around the outside and all the way around the inside, and that's a clear indication as to they're new tyres. So yeah, just thought I'd show you what's been done, what I think's been done. I might just strip these down, actually, just the calipers, just to clean them up, just to get them a little bit easier. Check the sliders are working good. Do you know what I mean? I might just check those. But apart from that, we can leave the discs and the pads. They're pretty good because they feel a little bit seized for some reason. I don't know why, but I think we should take them out, strip them down, clean them up, put them back, see how it goes. So yeah, I'll set you up. Let's keep going, guys. Let's just see how far we get today. Let's do this. Right, guys, I'll tell you what, this is actually turning out to be a really nice car. The more I look around it, the more I'm finding things like, you know, the new discs and pads all around, new tyres on the rear, nearly new tyres on the front. You know, someone has spent a few quid on this car before this happened. But there is a engine management light on the dash. I'm going to try to get down to the bottom of that problem. we've still got to do these seats yet, but we were climbing in and out of seats and stuff. It sounds like a sports car, doesn't it? But you've got the engine management light on there, look. ABS, unavailable. So I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing it's going to be related to the rear. But yeah, it's on, look. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and plug it in my computer, my Autel, to see if it will bring me up any... if it will give me... It might not, because this is a Fiat, isn't it? We need that... multi-ECU scan on the laptop, so I might have to set the laptop up to see if we can do this. I'm guessing it's related to that back. It must be, really, but I'm going to try and do a live test, spin each wheel to see if each wheel's giving me a speed sensor, because it did come up something to do with the ABS, so it could be linked to that. I don't quite know, but going to spend a bit more time on this to see if we can work out what is going on with that engine management light, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we just have to keep going. But so far so good. It's going to turn out a quite nice one, really. But I need to sort out the exhaust, because it sounds like a sports car, doesn't it? And it ain't. So let's carry on and let's just see how far we get. So yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, so here we go. Right, I've plugged in my Autel, and it's coming up with this code here on the anti-lock brakes. So you go into that. There was a few other codes, but I've cleared everything, and it's telling me speed sensor rear right. So it's a 40 on the electrical side of it. But the only sort of, to absolutely pinpoint exactly which wheel. I showed you this before. But to pinpoint the exact wheel, if you don't know which is the left and the right and the back or whatever, you go to live data. And then you can see here, you've got these wheel speed sensor front left, wheel speed sensor front right, rear left and rear right. And then all you do, you've got the wheel here off the ground. So all you do is you spin the wheel and the computer will pick up on the sensor that the wheel is spinning. So for instance, if I spin this one here, you'll see it on here, it'll go, the volume will change. So see that? So we know that this one, the wheel speed is front right, which is this one. And if we go round to this side, do the same thing. You see, it was that one there, which again is the front left. I assumed it was going to be this one, which is the problem, but it's not. So if I spin it, you saw there. So the rear left is this one. But this one is not giving me any reading. Nothing. No reading. So this speed sensor on this side needs to be replaced. But obviously there's no point replacing any of that until we do the subframe, because the subframe's got to come down, and we've got to change that anyway, and it's the speed sensor is part of that. So, we might as well do the speed sensor when we do the subframe and the back end. But I just wanted to show you that, because yeah, it's just a way of getting into it and finding out exactly what the problem is. But it won't clear, it will just stay there now, look, as a fault. And I think it will continue giving me an engine management as well. Strange. The engine management light's gone off. We have got the ABS light on down there, look, the ABS. And it's saying various things. So, yeah. So there we go. At least we're getting down to the bottom of, you know, issues with this car and bits and pieces. You know, we're going through the motions, we're going through the process. It's got some issues and it's got some problems, but we're going to get them all done and go all through the car, and like we have done today. So, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. But I think for now, it's really got to go to the body shop. I need to get some trims and some other bits and pieces before I take it there, because he's going to need a few bits and pieces. But it needs to go there next, I think. So I'm going to leave it there. That's going to be the end of today's video and the end of this car for the moment. And then when the next time you see it, it should be back from the body shop, and we'll continue with the rear end, and we'll get the axle done and all the other bits and pieces. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. Don't forget, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think so far, how we're doing on this one. Give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you soon.